Wrexham are actually doing it. It feels like yesterday that I modded them into the game so we could rebuild them after their takeover in the National League. And after consecutive seasons, Wrexham are now in the Championship. One division, one promotion away from the Premier League. Actual insanity. And today, we're going to get them there. And not only will we get Wrexham to the Premier League, we are going to get them to Champions League glory. Welcome to another Wrexham rebuild. So here is the default starting 11 we take over at the racecourse ground with, and there are some big hitters now. No longer do we have to sign the big hitters from the jump. We start with them. Connor Cody on the bench, Danny Ward on the bench. Oh my god, even Liberato Cacace, former Wellington Phoenix man. Crazy to see. And with a healthy budget and a clear idea of where I want to upgrade this year, I'm pushing for promotion. Why not keep the streak going? We will be starting with a formation change though. I don't want to play the three at the back. I want my boy Liberato Cacace involved. So we're going to go with a 4-1-4-1 formation. Let's begin. We will be using a healthy amount of the budget we inherited to make a right midfield signing from the jump. I'm trying to get us promoted, but I'm also aware that we might not get there right now. So I want to build a competitive team, but also one that we can build into the future with. Tom Lochet, the Frenchman, is our first signing. He makes the trip across to Wales from Nice for £4 million. Different climate. Now look, not the most riveting first bit of transfer departure business, but it is going to be a loan move for the youngster Harry Ashfield. Follow that by Max Cleworth heading on loan to Ipswich. But now the permanent departures are going to start rolling in. Dan Scarr heading to Turkey for $660,000, and Elliot Lee, one of the higher rated midfielders, heading to Switzerland. Andy Cannon becomes our third midfielder that we are selling. Probably a key indication for all of you that have caught on as to where I want to upgrade next. Introducing our center midfielder of the future. It is Christos Mouzakidis, the Greek center midfielder. He joins us from Olympiakos. 3.2 mil. I'm damn excited for this dude. For now, this is all I'm doing in this opening window. We have got so many assets in the reserves though that I'm willing to cash in on in January. It's just a question of where we want to upgrade. We could go for a new defender, but I kind of want to keep Connor Cody. To be totally honest, I think it's probably going to be at striker. Kiefer Moore already going down in overall. But we'll hold our cards. We'll see how we're sitting come January 1st. Hopefully, maybe optimistically in a promotion battle. Okay, yeah, looks like promotion is off the table. Luckily, we are pretty comfortable. 8 points clear of relegation. Still not great. How far? Yeah, we're still so far off of the playoffs, though. The playoffs are almost impossible at this point. 14 points out. More, 16 points out. So this is all about building for the future now. Let's offload some of our capital. Let's get ourselves a new striker. Jay Rodriguez actually will be leaving us at the end of the season on a free to Circle Bruges, which I'm not mad about. He's like 36 years old, 62 overall. Let him have his fun. Alex Moore's heading on a short-term loan to Accrington Stanley. But now it's time to get into the big money moves. Oliver Rathbone off to Coventry. Sam Smith heads to Copenhagen. And I've also sold Ryan Longman. He was not necessarily somebody that I had on the transfer list, but some of the guys I put on the list, I am not getting offers for, and we still need some more money. It's not the most upsetting thing in the world, but it's not on my agenda. Ryan Longman off to Birmingham. We arrive at our destination nonetheless. We get our man. We get our striker for the next few years. I'm excited to see what this striker can do. Daniel Fila, Czech Republic striker from Venezia. 72 rated at 23 years of age. Let's see what he has in store. The championship is often referred to as the hardest league in the world, and we are feeling the wrath of it straight up. 14th, which is an improvement given January 1st, but still nowhere near promotion to the Premier League with Wrexham. We have got some serious work to do in the future. Going up to the Premier League automatically, Ipswich and Leicester. They go automatically back up after their relegations, but it is Charlton, Millwall, and Sheffield Wednesday getting relegated. If Watford got relegated with Iran Kunda, I would have been shocked. A look around the grounds, Man City won the FA Cup. We actually made it to the round of 16 where we lost to Brentford on penalties. And Liverpool, they win the Carabao. Going up to the Premier League is going to be Bristol City. Bristol City taking down the other club in the championship that have famous American owners in Birmingham City. In these early seasons, this is what I'm interested in, and I'm kind of shocked to see Nathan Broadhead doing so well. 21 goals. Kiefer Moore in that first half of the season performed decently, but Daniel Fila, that is a great sign. He only got half of the season, but he got himself a pretty good goal-to-game ratio. 13 assists already for Christos Mouzakidis. Oh my god. Mouzakidis. That is not that difficult to say, Jared. What just happened to me? He goes up to a 75, though, which is worth it. We will be saying goodbye to a few players at the end of the season, though. James Rainbird, Jay Rodriguez, and Aaron James all departing on freeze. And Issa Kabore, I genuinely might look to bring him back permanently next year if we have the budget for it. Season 1 in the books with Wrexham. Let's dig our heels in and continue this push for the Premier League. We've got our man back. It was what I wanted to do to start the season. Issa Kabore is a Wrexham player now permanently, but it has cost us a lot, especially in the wage department. Look, the goal is that he'll one day be a Premier League player with us, but right now he's getting Premier League player wages, £40,000 a week. He didn't accept anything less. But we've got our man. It's a huge addition back to the squad. Issa Kabore signing permanently from Man City for £7 million. If we want to make any more business happen this window, though, we're going to have to sell a lot of players. Let the clean out begin, ladies and gentlemen. First man leaving, Josh Windass heading to Italy to end his career. George Dobson and his man bun heading to FC Twente. I would like to guarantee that Arthur Nkonkwo is the starting goalkeeper this year, though, hence the reason I'm selling Danny Ward. The Welshman heading another player that we've sold to Birmingham. For me, I want us going in for a top quality centre back that we can, build the back line. Callum Doyle has gotten off to a good start. I would love somebody that could pair up with Doyle. We need the money to do it though. Dominic Yam heading to Braga, 1.7 mil, 31 years of age. It makes sense. I mean, if you're an older player in the squad, you should probably start packing your bags just in case. Ryan Hardy, 29 years of age, sold to Leicester. And if you've been watching the rebuilds for a long time, you would know the old days where we had the rule, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. I'm going to have to put that into effect right now because I've sold Paul Mullen. Nobody's exempt right now. Paul Mullen off to the Saudi League. Get your bag, Paul. The final two men out during all this chaos is going to be Lewis Brunt, who I didn't want to sell. I wanted to renew his contract, but he didn't want to re-sign, so we're selling him before we lose him on a free. And here we go, fellas. I want to make sure Villa is the man, so Kiefer Moore sold for £1 million. Let's go get our centre back. We've got ourselves a man that knows all about playing in the English game on the books for what felt like a lifetime at Manchester United. It will be the Frenchman, Willy Kambuala. Formerly of Man United, now a Wrexham player. That means our centre-back partner is a former Man City youth product and a Man United youth product. Just a terrific signing overall. I feel like this summer window has just provided stability. Our starting 11 seems a lot more settled, a lot more balanced, and honestly, a lot younger. Yes, there's some older players like Broadhead, like O'Brien, like Sheaf in their late 20s, but for the most part, we've got a great young core that are developing together. But can this young core put us into the promotion picture? Let's find out. This is what we were after. 8th in the championship here on the 1st of January. We've got about £10 million in our pocket. Let's get somebody that can push us up at least into the playoffs. Automatic is still a reach, but I'm eyeing a playoff spot. And well, for me, it was going to be Nathan Broadhead or Okonkwo. Broadhead is performing very decently again, and Arthur Okonkwo basically made our mind up for us. He has submitted a transfer request. I'm going to sell a Okonkwo and go in for a new goalkeeper. All right, it's deadline day. I haven't got a single offer in for a Okonkwo, so I'm just going to go all in for a goalkeeper using the money we already have. And I'm excited by this signing. There is a new generation of goalkeepers in FC 26 that I've never used before, and there's an abundance of them. So say hello to the Swiss shotstopper Marvin Keller, who joins us from Young Boys. 75 rated, 24 years of age. That is perfect. Only a C. This game takes the piss. I don't even pay attention to this anymore. Big time pressure on Keller to get us into that promotion picture. Oh my God. We have finished one position out of the playoffs. 7th. Those draws have killed us. 21 draws, 21 wins, 12 draws, 13 losses. I can barely string a sentence together because I'm so sad. 5 points behind Middlesbrough. We will not make the playoffs this year, but we came damn close. Next year has to be the year Southampton and Wolves go up. 7th. I did not expect us to be going a 3rd year into the championship. Tottenham win the FA Cup, Newcastle the Carabao, and Burnley take down Sunderland to get themselves back to the Premier League. The silver lining, our guys get another season to stat pad in the championship. I know it's not the easiest league in the world, but it's going to be way easier to rack up 20-goal seasons for multiple players than it is in the Premier League. Tom Losche and Daniel Filler having incredible years. I'm so sad Nathan Broadhead is the age he is because he would be going crazy with dynamic player potential. Muzakides going up to a 79. O'Brien to a 76. Our young core really stepping up. But a huge blow going into next year. We're going to have so many players leaving. Max Cleworth refused to sign a new contract. I genuinely despise the contract system in this game. EA fucked it for no reason. Connor Cody retiring along with Matty James and James McLean. But Callum Burton, Mo Fowl fall into the Max Cleworth category where they didn't want to sign new contracts. And that is going to hamstring us with our squad depth next year. Our squad depth is horrible to start season 3. We only have 20 players in the entire club. So before I can even think about selling anybody, I've had to go in here and find the best of the best free agents. I've signed Joe Goddard, who I could genuinely see replacing in the starting 11. The Welshman Reece Don, the Frenchman Anthony Jourdain, so close to the great Anthony Bourdain, Michael Blazek or Michel Blazek, and Reese Evans. The potential for Joe Goddard has me thinking though he could potentially overtake Ben Sheaf next year, so I'm going to get him a loan move hopefully. But at least that finally gives us a little bit of flexibility with being able to sell a player or two. Okonkwo's time at the club is officially over. We finally get an offer for the man that has been on the transfer list, and he accepted it almost immediately. Okonkwo heading to Norseland, £4 million. Broadhead has been so good, and I've said it a million times in this video. I wish he started the career mode at 18 because he would be getting destroyed right now with dynamic player potential. He would be an absolute beast. But the reality of the situation is we're going to have to cash in on him. 5.3 is a healthy amount. We're going to get right in though to sign who I'm hoping is going to be our answer at the left midfield for the future. I've made reference to him in this video already. And when he came up as a potential player that we could afford, it was a no-brainer. It's the man that I'm hoping is going to make Australian football relevant again. It is Nesteri Irankunda, leaving Watford and joining us at Wrexham for £10 million. Another backup right midfielder signing though. Another free agent, Joaquin Alonso, the Spanish right mid, joins us. I'm hoping just 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks to convert Irankunda to a left midfielder. Let the process begin. This is the loan move we're going to be watching very, very closely throughout the year though. Our potential succession plan at the defensive midfielder role, Joe Goddard off on loan to Sunderland. Maybe the next Jordan Henderson? I wouldn't be mad about it. We desperately need a little more Welsh talent in the squad though, so for my backup left midfielder, I'm going to sign the former wonder kid, Rabbi Matondo, 2 mil. I remember when this guy was like the guy in career mode. And I don't give a shit about the grades anymore. I swear to God, lads, if we don't get promoted with this team, then something has gone wrong. I would be confident that we would survive in the Premier League with this team, let alone actually make it. The midfield's a little old, but the rest of the team is unbelievable. Come on, Wrexham. Get to the Premier League, leave the championship in the rearview mirror, and continue English domination. Champions of the championship. Wrexham are heading to the Premier League finally. I did not expect our first Premier League season to be season 4, but I want us keeping our foot on the gas from here on in. It came down to a tight one. 92 points for us, 91 for Sunderland, Leicester 90. That's a deceiving table though because we were already promoted with a game to go. Ipswich, Stoke, Norwich fighting it out for the final spot, but it is us and Sunderland heading up. Goddard, a promotion campaign for him with Sunderland. I'm in much better spirits right now, lads. Who goes down? It is Cardiff, Huddersfield, and Portsmouth. We are by far the biggest club in Wales. Arsenal win the FA Cup. We've not been making noise in that tournament. Liverpool win the Carabao. Again, our sole focus has been on getting promoted, and that is totally cool with me. Norwich. I feel bad for Ipswich, but Norwich will be joining us in the Premier League in season 4. And I feel like getting promoted via winning the league with an extra season is going to pay dividends. Fila gets himself 29. Lewis O'Brien, out of nowhere, has had an unbelievable season. Irankunda, 14-6. Loche is up to an 84. This dynamic play potential, working miracles. Bro, if we are in the relegation battle next year, I am going to be shocked. Doyle's an 80. Even Matondo has gotten growth in this season. But how did Goddard do? Just +1 growth for him. He only gets 13 games at Sunderland. That is utterly disappointing, I can't lie. I might honestly have to look at loaning him out again next year. But for the first time in this Wrexham rebuild, we have nobody throwing their contracts out the window, nobody walking away on freeze. I'm going to try renewing contracts so that we can have this again next season. But for now, we bask in the glory of getting Wrexham to the Premier League. Bring on season 4. That Premier League money just hits differently, lads. But we need to make the signings that guarantee we are nowhere near the relegation zone. First signing, Nico O'Reilly O'Reilly, but we didn't get him from Manchester City. Our new star left back came from the Championship. We pick up Nico O'Reilly from Ipswich, £24 million. That is an awesome first step. I didn't mean for this to be the case, but between O'Reilly, Callum Doyle, and Issa Kabore, 3 out of our 4 backline players used to play for Man City. I think now is the right time, though, to sell Ben Sheaf and make our next upgrade at defensive midfield. I was hoping it was going to be Goddard, but we are going to sell Ben Sheaf for £13 million to Lazio. 62 rated Jacob Mendy heads permanently to the MLS, whilst Joe Goddard will spend another year off on loan, this time at Villarreal. And so we get our new defensive midfielder, only 1 overall higher, but like 7 years younger. It's the Congolese defensive midfielder Engel Ayal Mukau, getting him from Lille. Pretty good price as well. Give me an A. All right, I've said it 3 times this video. I really don't care now. Whilst for just £6 million, Pierre Duomo is going to join us as a much needed backup center midfielder. I don't want us anywhere near the relegation zone. This is a good team, bro. Look at Luce and Musakides. These guys are absolute freaks. Keller is off to a great start. Even Mukau has gone up to an 80 within a couple of weeks of being here. This team looks unreal. O'Brien in the midfield, 79. Our reserves are way more balanced than they were a couple of years ago. And the best part, we've still got about £15 million in the bank account. Let's be reactionary come January 1st. Hopefully, nowhere near the relegation zone. Okay. This is kind of what I was after. I'm not mad about this at all. We sit 9th in the Premier League on 28 points. Well within, maybe not the top 4, but definitely Europa League or Conference League. I think that is something absolutely to be striving for. Let's just check. 28 points we sit on. We're 12 points clear of Nottingham Forest, who sit in the relegation zone. Norwich have basically already got themselves relegated. Let's go have some fun. Let's see what we can do in January. Can I just say, the renaissance of Lewis O'Brien continues. I'm so happy to see this. Lewis O'Brien, +2 in this first half of season number 4. What a surprise package. And well, Issa Kabore wants out of the club. Our Man City backline will be no more. I'm going to give in. I'm going to listen to it and try getting ourselves a new young right back. And that saga has officially come to an end. Issa Kabore signed him off of his initial loan spell, now sold. I wanted him to leave the Premier League, but it was only the Premier League juggernauts coming in for him, off to Liverpool. We have just found ourselves a bit of a beast, fellas. I'm feeling like I just got away. I feel like I'm the guy that robbed the Louvre last week, because we've just pulled off a heist. Brazilian defender Julio Cesar Mesquita, £27 million, roughly around what we got for Kabore. But this dude is 20 years of age, 83 overall, Brazilian defender from Strasbourg. This is an insane pickup. The future is looking so bright at the right back position now. I was a little more optimistic that we would finish higher given what we did in January, but you know what? Coming into the season, 10th place, fine by me. Not even close to relegation with Wrexham. I have loftier goals moving forward, but for now, 10th will do. Who won the Prem? Who's the top dog right now? It is Arsenal, who wins 6 points ahead of Kabore and Liverpool. And the positions we wanted to avoid, yeah, it's the same lads going down. Everton, Nottingham Forest, and Norwich. 20 points for Norwich. That is a stinker. Liverpool win the FA Cup over Arsenal, so a bit of revenge there for the title. We went out to Bristol in the 3rd round. I'm just going to say what I said earlier, and we were just focused on not getting relegated like in season 1. Let's just go with that mindset. Liverpool also win the Carabao Cup. Round of 32 exit for us there. Going to take a look at Europe for the first time in this video. Barcelona win the Champions League, Monaco the Europa, and Sevilla win the Conference League. Daniel Fila and Iran Kunda both proving that they can do it in the Premier League. 20 goals and 21 respectively. That is very nice to see. Tom Luche up to an 86 overall. This dude is a beast. 14 assists for Christos Mouzakidis. He is a freak of nature, dude. 87 at 22 is just craziness. Great first year as well for Nico O'Reilly. And Lewis O'Brien is the bloody Benjamin Button. 2 men leaving the club at the end of the season. Jake Bickerstaff, I didn't even try to negotiate a contract with him, but George Thomason, I wanted to renew, but he didn't even want to talk about a new contract. Personally, I was cool with keeping Liberato Cacace as a backup left back, but he refused to renegotiate his contract and submitted a transfer request, so let's cash in before he walks on a free. Taylor's oldest time in this rebuild. The Kiwi heading back to Serie A, signing with Fiorentina. The Greek influence is paying off at the club above, though. We're going to get our second Greek signing of this rebuild into the back line, getting our business done nice and early. From Wolfsburg, Konstantinos Koulourakis signs for 40 mil. Slightly less money getting recouped, though. Alex Moore goes to Toronto. Whilst this feels like the appropriate time to cash in on our Czech striker, Daniel Fila. 26 years of age, 81. His performances on the park have been terrific, but his overall is not matching it. And if we're going to win a Champions League and win a Premier League title, we need a killer up top. We thank Daniel for his service and wish him luck at Brighton. Big money. But I want as much money as possible to go out and get ourselves a star striker. This isn't going to push the needle much, but Harry Ashfield's off to Scotland. But this next deal, it definitely gets us closer to our goal. One of the starters, Callum Doyle. No surprise given our signing of a centre-back, but Callum Doyle heads to Chelsea. Wrexham has just gone to a different level. We have splashed the cash. Ryan Reynolds has been forced to make another 3 Deadpool movies. Rob McElhenney's just renewed It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia for a lifetime contract, and that has helped us sign a striker that I believe will get us into the Champions League. I present to you the 24-year-old Danish striker, 85 overall. It is Conrad Harder. He comes to Wrexham and he looks majestic. Oh my. Conrad's not the only thing getting harder after this signing. It's beautiful, lads. It is absolutely beautiful. These are the teams that I love building in rebuilds. Look at this Wrexham side. Season 5. I can't believe I'm saying this. I mean, Season 5 coming into this, I was like, yeah, we should probably be thinking about the Champions League. Given the fact it took us 3 years to get promoted, I am now saying, though, I want us thinking about Champions League. I don't know how long players like Muzakidis and Luce are going to hang around if we don't get it for them. But lads, if you've made it this far in the rebuild and you're enjoying it, make sure you leave a like on the video and scorpion kick that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. We're going to Europe next year, but it is not the Champions League. We finished 6th in the Premier League here with Wrexham. Europa League bound, I think. Conference League maybe, depending on the cup results, but it's our best season. To be so close to the Champions League, though, like, this team is good enough to qualify for the Champions League. 6th in the Premier League with Wrexham. It's our best season yet. Liverpool in the Premier League, 1 point ahead of Chelsea. Man United breathing down our necks, but we finish above them. Relegated are Middlesbrough, Ipswich, Leeds. No real surprises. Man United win a Manchester Derby FA Cup final on penalties. And Nottingham Forest have won the Carabao Cup. I think that might affect the Europa League standings. Champions League this year, though, goes to Real Madrid. Milan win the Europa League. And Viking win the Conference League. Dude, if we end up being in the Conference League next year, even the Europa League, we have to win it, surely. But the Conference League, definitely. Nestori Iran Kunda. Good to see you, mate. I can't lie. I was a little worried behind the scenes that he was growing too slow. All of those fears have been put to bed because Iran Kunda grows to an 84 overall and bags himself 26 goal contributions. Conrad Harder to an 87 in his first year. And bro, Christos, you are the king. King Christos, another unbelievable year. The contract strike again. Thomas O'Connor and Ryan Barnett are both leaving the club. Honestly, I'm going to have to go and just focus heavily on getting our reserves back up to scratch. We need to almost account for losing a number of players every year on freeze. We're heading to Europe. Would have liked the Champions League, but that has to be the goal here on in. It seems as if O'Brien's Benjamin Button era is slowing down. Still serviceable, still 82 rated, but he's 32 years of age now. We need to make that upgrade. He's not getting any more growth. In a season where I will only be buying players, we need to think about the future. We have got Banzuzi. 25 years of age, 83 overall, Ezekiel Banzuzi, welcome to Wrexham. Follow that up with a backup centre-back, Bossen Lawal, joining us from Stoke City. We've been able to get another Welshman into the squad. It's nobody insane. It's not Gareth Bale or anything. It is a young right back by the name of Ronan Pacquiao joining us from Norwich. The thing with this side, obviously I'm happy that we are progressing, and I mean, we just came off the best season in club history, but I look at this team and I'm like, if we were in the Champions League, I genuinely think we could have a crack at it. Like this team, I want us competing for a Premier League title this year. Whatever European competition we're in, we have to be one of the favourites. This team is already unbelievable here in season number 6. What the hell? We are not in any of the competitions. Nottingham Forest got into the Conference League. Are you kidding me? We came 6th and didn't make any of the European competitions. No way. No way. We're not even in the Europa League or the Conference League for finishing 6th. That is actually ridiculous. Oh my God. Well, oh Oh my god, okay, I was hoping we'd be in the Europa League so we could try qualifying by winning that, but we're not in any of the European competitions. We have no excuses. If we don't make the Champions League, we might just get fired, and I wouldn't blame us. I'm going to elect to just trust the process. 6th right now, but it's not doom and gloom. They do have a game in hand, the teams above us, but we are 2 points out of the top 4. The draws are killing us. Only 3 losses, but 8 draws. If we sort that out, we go to the Champions League. Oh, we're heading to the Champions League. I could cry. I could cry. It comes down, I assume, to head-to-head with Tottenham because we both finish on 71 points. We both have a 22 goal differential, probably because we just scored more goals than them this year, which is a relief. If we missed out on the Champions League the way Tottenham did, I genuinely would be having a crash out. Arsenal win another Premier League title, and I've realized that's because 32-year-old Kylian Mbappe is playing for them. God help us. Sunderland in 7th. They've low-key, every time I've been watching the calendar, they have been beating us or drawing with us. Everton, Palace, and Burnley go down. We win the FA Cup. Come on, fellas. We win the FA Cup, taking down Liverpool. And we beat Arsenal in the semis. That is actually massive. We've had a tough run to the final. Man United in the round of 16. Good stuff, fellas. Good stuff. FA Cup champions with Wrexham. Tottenham win the Carabao. Bayern Munich beat Villarreal on penalties to win the Champions League. Arsenal win the Europa League over Manchester United. That could have been a problem for us if Man United had won it, given they finished 13th. Meanwhile, Nottingham Forest have won the Conference League. I still reckon we would have wiped the floor if we were in either of those comps. Conrad Harder again proving his worth. I am so excited to see how he goes in the Champions League. Iran Kunda to an 88. Tom Lachey getting to his late 20s, but 89 overall. Lewis O'Brien still growing. Holy hell, this team is off its face, fellas. I can't... Cool. Holy hell. What have we fed the Greeks in this video? Kouliarakis up to an 88. Holy hell. The Champions League is not ready for Wrexham. It's season 7, we're in the Champions League, and I want us building a squad that can go for the Champions League in our first attempt. And I'm talking starting 11 and the bench. The defensive midfield position hasn't panned out the way I wanted it to, so we are going all out for a star, a cornerstone, a future captain of the club. It is going to be Archie Gray, joining us from Tottenham, just shy of 60 mil. And at the rating of 86, this makes him a no-brainer, a superstar. Unfortunately, Sebastian Revan left on a free at the end of the season to go to the Saudi League. He was the lowest rated player in the squad though, so we have the opportunity to lift up the base of the squad. I want to get some solid reserves in. Going for a 20-year-old Scotsman by the name of Shane Archibald, 78 overall. He could be a really good long-term prospect. Portuguese goalkeeper Andre Gomes joins us as a perfect backup in between the sticks. We've got to have somebody really solid just in case anything happens to Conrad Harder as well. So I've gone for a new striker, 80 rated, 28 years of age from Preston North End. It is Zine. 4 really healthy additions to the squad. An opportunity to set our season up the right way though, lads. We have got the FA Community Shield to start season 7 at Wembley against Arsenal. I want us winning every trophy on offer. If we could start taking down a very good Arsenal side that has Kylian Mbappe to start the year, then that would be incredible. That ain't gonna happen though. Oh, that is not a good omen. 3 yellow cards, but Arsenal get 3 goals. We lose the Community Shield comfortably. That Community Shield performance has got me second guessing everything, lads. Have we done enough to put ourselves in the picture of not only competing for the Champions League, but actually getting ourselves consistent top 4 football? I'm nervous, but we're going to get a greater look at how it's progressing. Luche getting to a 90 though, which is beautiful to see. The team looks good on paper, but can we deliver? But here we go. Life in the Champions League begins. We are the lowest ranked club coming into it, 36th in the UEFA coalition. And I think that means we're going to have a very tough opponent base. We start off traveling to take on Villarreal, followed by hosting Dynamo Kiev. Not the worst. October, we travel to Poland. November, we travel to Denmark. When is the penny going to drop? Travel to the south of France to take on Marseille, probably our toughest opponent yet. December, we host Shakhtar Donetsk. Okay, January, we host Milan, and we host PSG. January is the only difficult month we have. I'm hoping, looking at the fixtures, that we're going to be automatically in by the time January rolls around. I genuinely think we should be winning every game up until January. Oh my god. We didn't get a single loss. We finished top of the Champions League. We only conceded 2 goals the entirety of league phase play. That is actually incredible. 1 draw. If we were the lowest ranked, we have literally climbed as high as you could. From 36th ranked to the top. We skipped the playoffs, and now we wait to see who we're facing in the round of 16. This is awesome. Things going well in the Premier League as well. We are 4 points off Man City, but the thing I'm most excited about, we are 11 points clear of Newcastle United with a game in hand. We are surely going to the Champions League again next year. Let's push for that title. Round of 16, we have been drawn Sporting. Yes, we can't take them lightly, but it's not a Man City or a Barcelona. And given we went undefeated, I'm feeling confident about this round of 16 clash. So I'm going to have to rotate quite a little bit for this first leg because Koulakis is suspended. I've taken Archie Gray back to the centre-back position. Mukau rejoins the starting 11. That was the highest rated option. I'm hoping... surely we're going to head back home with an advantage against Sporting. It is a draw. It is a draw against Sporting. Harder gets us a late equalizer. That is not the domination I wanted. Look, we're back at full strength. Gray goes back to defensive midfield. Koulakis goes back to the back line. But defense wasn't really our problem in that first leg. It was scoring goals. Just get the win. Do not go out to Sporting after not losing a game in league phase play. We win it, but we win it late. Iran Kunda is the hero. We're heading to the Champions League quarterfinal, but we need to be so much better. Okay, again, probably the best draw we could have asked for. Champions League quarterfinals. We have got ourselves a matchup with Eintracht Frankfurt. I was concerned we were going to have some suspensions, a lot of yellow cards flying around in games we play, but it is a full-strength starting 11 at home for the first leg. We need a win here. We can't allow ourselves to go nervously into a second leg, which we have not done. 3-1. This is a huge advantage to take back to the economic capital of Germany. When I saw that we were dominating in league phase play, these are the type of results I wanted in knockout rounds. 3-1. Now, just don't get any injuries or suspensions and get us to a semi-final. It is a win. A yellow card to Harder. I'm hoping that is not going to be a consequence. But we are heading to a Champions League semi-final with Wrexham. Okay. We are just... UEFA are just dishing it up for us, as we should, given our strong standing. But we're versing Leipzig in the semi-finals. Man City and Real Madrid, 2 juggernauts, fighting it out on the other side of the draw. We need to focus on ourselves. Konrad Harder is playing. There is a spot in the Champions League final on the line. At home for the first leg. Another 3-1 win to take to Germany would be nice. It is a 2-1 win this time. But again, so many yellow cards flying around. Morgan Rogers makes it a little more manageable for Leipzig, but we are in control. A huge blow, though, heading into this second leg. An arm injury for Marvin Keller. 4 weeks on the sidelines for him. Andre Gomes, I'm feeling happy that I signed him in the summer, but he is going to have to step up and help us get to a Champions League final. I pray, if we hold on here in Leipzig, I pray that Keller can make it back in time for the final, but we got to focus on the job at hand. Leipzig, Wrexham, Champions League final spot on the line for Wrexham. No! No way! We lose it 1-0, and we lose it on an 11-10 penalty shootout. Are you kidding me? 11, they scored in the first minute. There was not a single piece of action. Dembele missed his penalty. They missed 2, and then we just completely bottled it. Oh my God. One of the most insane Champions League semi-finals. We are out on penalties. That is heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbroken to go out in that fashion. We should be playing in a Champions League final now. And you know what I've just oh my God. This season was so close to being one of the greatest in rebuild history. We got 1 loss all year, but 15 draws means we finish second in the Premier League. That is actually ridiculous. 15 draws, 1 loss. Heading back to the Champions League in season 8, but we should be champions. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Man United mid-table, Nottingham Forest, Leicester and Norwich get relegated. Of course, we did lose the Community Shield at the start of the season. Tottenham win the FA Cup. We went out in the round of 16 there to Stoke. Man United win the Carabao. What a final exit for us there. Real Madrid end up winning the Champions League. I'm so disappointed. Like, theoretically, a couple of terrible results and performances aside, we could have quite easily done the quad this year, if not like won 5 trophies. Fair play, Nottingham Forest win the Europa League and will be joining us in the Champions League next year. And Utrecht beat Sunderland to win the Conference League. What a season those. Some of our players are just off their face, lads. Conrad Harder, Nestori Irankunda, and Tom Losche all having unreal games. Banzuzi, up and down, in and out of the starting lineup, has an incredible year given how little he actually started. Death taxes and us losing a number of players I don't want to because they don't re-sign contracts. Joaquin Alonso, Anthony Jourdain, and Pierre Duomo all departing on freeze. I tried to negotiate contracts. They didn't even want to listen. I'm going to go eat some ramen and chain smoke cigarettes in honor of Anthony Jourdain. The foundations are in place. So close to being one of the greatest teams of all time. Let's turn the tide in Season 8 with Wrexham. This season starts in unfortunate circumstances, but it gives us an opportunity. Ezekiel Banzuzi has wanted to leave the club for the better part of 9 months, so I've been very strategic with where I've sold him, but I've sold him. Taking less to sell him to Ajax rather than some of our big Premier League competitors, but Banzuzi is out. It's an F, but I'm okay with this F, because that now gives us £225 million. I want us getting one of the world's best centre midfielders. Also, the penny just dropped. Nottingham Forest got relegated but won the Europa League. They're going to be playing in the Champions League with us, whilst also playing in the Championship. That is hilarious. It just had to be João Neves. I haven't had the opportunity to use him in FC 26. He is one of those North Star players. If you're able to sign him in a rebuild, you know you're in a good position. If we had this man last year, I was so confident we would have won basically every trophy under the sun. So to have him joining us here in Season 8 is absolutely beautiful. The Portuguese centre midfielder joining us from PSG. Big money, big expectations, big hope. João Neves, welcome to Wrexham. The quest to continue improving our depth, and once we lose these players on freeze, I want to make sure, it's like, yeah, it sucks, but I want to make sure the guys that I bring in are like 5, 6, 7 overall higher. Abdul Fatawu, 83 rated, is our new backup right midfielder. Meanwhile, the German Kasper Janda, 82 rated, will be our 4th string centre midfielder. Not bad depth there, not bad depth at all. Back here again at this all too familiar place, but I mean, look at this team. I feel like I say this every year. This midfield and attack might be the best in rebuild history. Everybody in their 90s except for Archie Gray. Our defense, Koulourakis, I'm still shocked at how quick he got to 90. O'Reilly at an 88. Our reserves are so damn stacked right now. Some quality talent. Not even making it onto our bench. I can't wait to see what this year holds. We go undefeated in league phase play last year, make it to the semi-finals, and UEFA only want to bump us up 2 ranking points. That is disrespectful, but I'm hoping the draw is as decent as it was last year. I can already see it's blocked by my head, but we've got Milan first up. Yeah, Milan at the San Siro first up. That is not a good omen. Then we go to the Netherlands to take on AZ Alkmaar. Traveling to Marseille for the second year. Hosting Wolfsburg. Hosting Basel. Moderate so far. December sees a trip to the Czech Republic on the books. Then we host Monaco, followed by hosting Juventus. Tougher than last year, but I still feel confident. If we want to consider ourselves contenders, I still think we should be getting through here. Fingers crossed, toes crossed. Let's go see how we're sitting. Undefeated for another year. A lot more draws and a lot more goals conceded. We go from 2 goals conceded to 12. Let me scroll down a little bit so you can see all the points. But we are heading automatically still through to the round of 16, skipping the playoffs. 4 wins, 4 draws. Draws have been our biggest nightmare. Once again, we asked the question. Nottingham Forest made it to the playoffs. Oh my God, fair play to them. They are in the championship, but they are into the Champions League playoffs. Round of 16, we're going to be versing Villarreal. Manageable opponent. Very, very tough group of clubs still around. Sporting and Frankfurt, the teams we versed last year, are still around, but we've got Villarreal first up. Big blow coming into it as João Neves is suspended. Yanda, our summer signing, joins as we travel to Spain. Come on, fellas. Big first leg. Willy Cambuala against his former club. A lot of yellow cards, but a lot of goals as well. Yanda is going to get a goal in his starting matchup. 2-0 to take back to Wales. João Neves back. Koulourakis for the second time in 2 seasons, suspended for the second leg. Gray goes to centre-back. I'm doing what I did last year. Gray goes to centre-back. Mukau joins the starting 11. 2-0 up. Nothing silly, fellas. Nothing silly. 2-1, I'll take it. Macau gets the yellow card. That's fine. If anybody had to get the yellow card, it's okay with it being him. We're heading back to the quarterfinals. Well, I'm feeling a lot better around my decision to go and sign João Neves at the start of the year. Really, really tough one. We've got PSG in the quarterfinals. Frankfurt, Leipzig, and Sporting all still alive. The teams we played last year. But we've been drawn against the juggernaut. I'm scared, fellas. I'm scared. On the road to Paris for the first leg. Come on, just get ourselves a strong leg to take back home. Come on. Come on! Yes! Holy hell. They miss a penalty. Luce Kuliarakis and Iran Kunda score goals. That is bloody awesome. 3-1 lead to take back to Wrexham. So much better of a position than I had originally hoped for. Fatawu comes in because Luce, that yellow card he got early on, is going to see him get suspended. Hopefully that's not going to be a difference maker. As long as the defense just hangs strong, we will take out a juggernaut in PSG. They hang strong enough. Iran Kunda with a brace, 2-2, which means a 5-3 aggregate score. We're back to the semis. We took them out in the quarterfinals last year. This year, we get to face Eintracht Frankfurt in the semifinals. They're clearly got a good team. They're going to be coming at us. They want revenge. Players like Paul Kubasi are in their starting 11. It is no surprise they continue to get themselves in strong positions. Larsen, Bahoya, Hoyland. This is no easy feat if we want to get ourselves into a Champions League final. Just got to focus on ourselves. If we play the way we know how to, then we will be in a Champions League final. This first leg is going to mean so much. At home, 3-1. No cards. No cards. We are 3-1 up as I smash my microphone. We are 3-1 up. I'm going to say like 2 toes into a Champions League final. Still a lot of work to do. Come on, fellas. It was heartbreak in semi-final play last year against Leipzig. We traveled back to Germany for the semi-finals for a second straight year in a 1-goal better position than last year. And it is enough. Oh no. Our 2 Greek men both get yellow cards. Kuliarakis is probably going to be sweet because he already served a suspension. But Muzakidis, if he is suspended for the final, I will cry. He's good, fellas. No suspension. Full strength starting 11 for the Champions League final. That is brilliant. But it will be an all-English affair here in the Champions League final. Arsenal versus Wrexham. They've had our number on a couple of occasions in this video. The buck stocks now. A look around the grounds. Ajax lose to Borussia Dortmund in the Europa League final. Valencia win the Conference League. And we miss out on a Premier League title by 1 point. 1 point. Oh my God. Liverpool win the league on 81. Man City on 81. We finished 3rd on 80 points. That is brutal. At least we were so comfortable getting Champions League football. We will be there again in Season 9, but I wanted that league title. Oh, man. All right. Burnley, Fulham, Palace go down. Brighton beats Swansea to win the FA Cup, and Brentford win the Carabao Cup. A trophyless season, but if we can win the one that matters the most today against Arsenal, I will be a content man. Harder. Iran Kunda, freaks of nature. Our first signing, Tom Loche, peaking in his career, 92 overall. I cannot wait to use this team. One of the best teams I have ever built in rebuilds. Definitely the best one we've built in FC 26 so far. Let's see how they perform on the park. The final will be in Munich. I swear when I was looking at the matchup, it said it was going to be at Benfica's stadium, but doesn't matter where we play, we're going to stomp Arsenal into the dirt. Oh, I forgot Kylian Mbappe was playing for Arsenal. That is not fun. Oh my God, they're just passing us to death already. Mbappe, it's blocked. Mbappe scares me, bro. I've got to be a hawk on him. Nico Paz. We can't let Mbappe be getting that open. Oh my God, I've taken too heavy of a touch. They get the shot off it straight at Keller. Go on. I see the space there for Loche. Arsenal sitting very deep right now. Need to get something though. He's got the pace. Played along the ground. Hits it. Oh my God, that was a tough angle. We did way better than I expected, not gonna lie. No. No, this is terrible defense. They hit the post. Oh my God, bro. What am I doing? I just gotta clear it. Why am I taking that touch there? I hold square. We do not get it away. We had a get out of jail free card by hitting the post, but Arsenal just go and equalize. We'll take the lead rather. They get the second chance. Bro, I just can't get the ball off Mbappe ever. This is frustrating as hell. I see Iran Kunda. Harder. on the counter-attack. Oh, it's a shocking ball harder. Put it in front of him. I pressed triangle for a reason. Iran Kunda, back to João Neves. João Neves! We almost stuffed it up, but we get a goal on the counter-attack. Our summer signing, João Neves, class finish. Bro, Arsenal are sitting so deep. It feels like they're playing with a man up. Iran Kunda, getting it to João Neves. That's a great run, actually. Get it to... Oh, my God. We got to get that to harder, bro. Oh, no. Do not do me like this. Do not do me like this. Get it away. Header. Madueke over. Come on, Gray. Can we do something at the death here? I'm going to go out wide. Nice. 1-2s. Muzakidis. Under. Please, 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 please. Come on! Muzakidis. 91st minute. It had to be him. Christos. King Christos is going to win us a Champions League final on the counter-attack. Oh my God, it was our 2 first signings linking up. You could not have drawn that up any better. Arsenal sitting scared. We had nothing to lose there, and we have just come from behind. Oh my God, what a final. What a finish from a centre midfielder as well. Surely there's going to be no time. Come on, there we go. Oh, that is such a relief, dude. That is such a relief. We played like dog water in the first half, but in the second half, we turn it on. Kings of the counter-attack. The pubs in Wales live. Wrexham, England. Good one, EA. It just had to be, though. Our captain, Muzakidis, Christos Muzakidis, is going to lift the Champions League title after winning it himself. What a rebuild, ladies and gentlemen. Wrexham, after 8 incredible seasons, are champions of Europe. Lads, if you enjoyed this rebuild, I don't know how you didn't, leave a like on the video, click here to subscribe, and click here to check out another video.